Narrated by Malik. We came to the Prophet peace be upon him, and we were young men nearly of equal ages, and we stayed with him for 20 nights. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him was a very kind man, and when he realized our longing for our families, he asked us about those whom we had left behind. When we informed him, he said, "Go back to your families and stay with them and teach them religion, and order them to do good deeds." The Prophet peace be upon him mentioned things, some of which I remembered and some I did not. Then he said, "Pray as you have seen me praying, and when it is the time of prayer, one of you should pronounce the call, Adhan, for the prayer, and the eldest of you should lead the prayer." Narrated by Ibn Masud. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "The call for prayer, Adhan of Bilal, should not stop any one of you from taking his suhur, for he pronounces the Adhan in order that whoever among you is praying the night prayer may return to eat his suhur, and whoever among you is sleeping may get up, for it is not yet dawn, when it is like this." Yahya, the sub-narrator, stretched his 2 index fingers sideways. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Bilal pronounces the Adhan at night so that you may eat and drink till Ibn Maktum pronounces the Adhan for the Fajr prayer." Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet peace be upon him led us in Zuhr prayer and prayer 5 rakat. Somebody asked him whether the prayer had been increased. He, the Prophet peace be upon him, said, "And what is that?" They, the people, replied, "You have prayed 5 rakat." Then the Prophet peace be upon him offered 2 prostrations of sahu, after he had finished his prayer with the taslim. Narrated by Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him finished his prayer after offerings 2 rakat only. Dulyadain asked him whether the prayer had been reduced, or you had forgotten. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Is Dulyadain speaking the truth?" The people said, "Yes." Then Allah's Messenger peace be upon him stood up and performed another 2 rakat, and then finished prayer with taslim, and then said the takbir and performed a prostration similar to or longer than his ordinary prostrations. Then he raised his head, said takbir and prostrate, and then raised his head, sahu prostrations. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. While the people were at Quba offering the morning prayer, suddenly a person came to them saying, "Tonight divine inspiration has been revealed to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, and he has been ordered to face the Kaaba in prayers, therefore you people should face it." Their faces were towards Sham, so they turned their faces towards the Kaaba at Mecca. Narrated by Al-Bara. When Allah's Messenger peace be upon him arrived at Medina, he prayed facing Jerusalem for 16 or 17 months, but he wished that he would be ordered to face the Kaaba. So Allah revealed, "Verily, we have seen the turning of your face towards the heaven, surely we shall turn you to a prayer direction, Qibla, that shall please you." Surah 2 Verse 144, thus he was directed towards the Kaaba. A man prayed the Asr prayer with the Prophet peace be upon him and then went out, and passing by some people from the Ansar, he said, "I testify that I have prayed with the Prophet peace be upon him, and he, the Prophet, has prayed facing the Kaaba." Thereupon they, who were bowing in the Asr prayer, turned towards the Kaaba. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. I used to offer drinks prepared from infused dates to Abu Talha al-Ansari, Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah, and Ubay bin Kab. Then a person came to them and said, "All alcoholic drinks have been prohibited." Abu Talha then said, "O Anas, get up and break all these jars." So I got up and took a mortar belonging to us, and hit the jars with its lower part till they broke. Narrated by Hudhaifa. The Prophet peace be upon him said to the people of Najran, "I will send to you an honest person who is really trustworthy." the companion, of the Prophet peace be upon him each desired to be that person, but the Prophet peace be upon him sent Abu Ubaidah. Narrated by Anas. The Prophet peace be upon him said, for every nation there is an Amin, honest, trustworthy person, and the Amin of this nation is Abu Ubaidah. Narrated by Umar. There was a man from the Ansar, who was a friend of mine. If he was not present in the company of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, I used to be present with Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. I would tell him what I used to hear from Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, and when I was absent from Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, he used to be present with him, and he would tell me what he used to hear from Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. Narrated by Ali. The Prophet peace be upon him sent an army and appointed some man their commander. The man made a fire and then said to the soldiers, enter it. Some of them intended to enter it while some others said, we have run away from it, means embraced Islam to save ourselves from the fire. They mentioned that to the Prophet, and he said about people who had intended to enter the fire, if they had entered it, they would have remained in it till the day of resurrection. Then he said to others, no obedience for evil deeds, obedience is required only in what is good. Narrated by Abu Hurairah and Zayd bin Khalid. Two men sued each other before the Prophet. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. While we were with Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, a Bedouin got up and said, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, settle my case according to Allah's book, laws. Then his opponent got up and said, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, he has said the truth. Settle his case according to Allah's book, laws, and allow me to speak. He said, my son was a laborer for this man and he committed illegal sexual intercourse with his wife. The people told me that my son should be stoned to death, but I ransomed him with 100 sheep and a slave girl. Then I asked the religious learned people and they told me that his wife should be stoned to death and my son should receive 100 lashes and be sentenced to 1 year of exile. The Prophet peace be upon him said, by him in whose hands my life is, I will judge between you according to Allah's book, laws. As for the slave girl and the sheep, they are to be returned, and as for your son, he shall receive 100 lashes and will be exiled for 1 year. You, O Yunus, addressing a man from Bani Aslam, go tomorrow morning to the wife of this man, and if she confesses, then stone her to death. The next morning Yunus went to the wife and she confessed, and he stoned her to death. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. On the day of the Battle of the Trench, the Prophet peace be upon him called the people, to bring news about the enemy. Az-Zubair responded to his call. He called them again and Az-Zubair responded to his call again, then he called them for the third time and again Az-Zubair responded to his call, whereupon the Prophet said, every prophet has his Hawari, helper, and Az-Zubair is my Hawari. Narrated by Abu Musa. The Prophet peace be upon him entered a garden and told me to guard its gate. Then a man came and asked permission to enter. The Prophet said, permit him and give him the good news that he will enter paradise. Behold, it was Abu Bakr. Then Umar came, and the Prophet peace be upon him said, admit him and give him the good news that he will enter paradise. Then Uthman came and the Prophet peace be upon him said, admit him and give him the good news that he will enter paradise. Narrated by Umar. I came and behold, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him was staying on a mashroba, attic room, and a black slave of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him was at the top of its stairs. I said to him, tell the Prophet, that here is Umar bin al-Khattab, asking for permission to enter. Then he admitted me. Narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. Allah's messenger peace be upon him sent a letter to Khosrau and told his messenger to give it first to the ruler of Bahrain, and tell him to deliver it to Khosrau. When Khosrau had read it, he tore it into pieces. Az-Zuri said, I think Ibn al-Musayyib said, Allah's messenger peace be upon him invoked Allah to tear them, Khosrau and his followers, into pieces. Narrated by Salama bin al-Aqwa. Allah's messenger peace be upon him said to a man from the tribe of Al-Aslam, proclaim among your people, or the people, on the day of Ashura, 10th of Muharram, whosoever has eaten anything should fast for the rest of the day, and whoever has not eaten anything, should complete his fast. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. When the delegate of Abd al-Qais came to Allah's messenger peace be upon him, he said, Who are the delegate? They said, The delegate are from the tribe of Rabi'a. The Prophet peace be upon him said, Welcome, O the delegate, and welcome, O people. Neither you will have any disgrace nor will you regret. They said, O Allah's apostle, between you and us there are the infidels of the tribe of Madar, so please order us to do something good, religious deeds, that by acting on them we may enter paradise, and that we may inform our people, whom we have left behind, about it. They also asked the Prophet about drinks. He forbade them from 4 things and ordered them to do 4 things. He ordered them to believe in Allah, and asked them, Do you know what is meant by belief in Allah? They said, Allah and His Apostle know best. He said, to testify that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, the One, who has no partners with Him, and that Muhammad is Allah's messenger peace be upon him, and to offer prayers perfectly and to pay zakat. The narrator thinks that fasting in Ramadan is included, and to give 1/5 of the war booty, to the state. Then he forbade 4 drinking utensils at Duba, al-Hantam, al-Mazafat, and an-Nakir, or probably, al-Mukayyar. And then the Prophet peace be upon him said, Remember all these things by heart and preach it to those whom you have left behind. Narrated by Taba al-Anbari. Ash-Shubai asked me, Did you notice how Al-Hasan used to narrate hadiths from the prophets? I stayed with Ibn Umar for about 2 or 1.5 years and I did not hear him narrating anything from the Prophet peace be upon him except his hadith. He, Ibn Umar, said, Some of the companions of the Prophet peace be upon him including Sa'd, were going to eat meat, but one of the wives of the Prophet peace be upon him called them, saying, It is the meat of a mastigur. The people then stopped eating it. On that Allah's messenger peace be upon him said, Carry on eating, for it is lawful. Or said, There is no harm in eating it, but it is not from my meals.